Okay, so we're out here again. So what's the next thing I can talk to you guys about? And I think that's cacao powder. That's my next favorite thing that I take all the time. I love cacao powder or cacao powder or CACAO. It's not cocoa powder. Cocoa powder is branded. It's the stuff that you usually get that's pretty much half sugar, and that stuff I would avoid. This is just it's called cacao powder or cacao powder, and it's basically just the powder from the processed cacao bean. It's brown, it's sugar free, it tastes quite bitter, but it gives you a very good feeling. It gives you a nice feeling. It's just gives you chocolate without the sugar, so that means chocolate without the sugar high and without the sugar crash, but it gives you a very nice kind of blissful little feeling. Gives you a little bit of energy. It's quite calming. There's a thing in there called Theobromine, a chemical in there that's quite calming. It's an anxiolytic. I think it deals with anxiety. Anxiety blocks a lot of energy, and when that anxiety valve, the anxiety that shuts down our valves, turns our taps tight, and closes out our water and energy. When those are relaxed, then you get your energy back. You get the energy that your anxiety is either consuming or blocking. You get that back. I love cacao powder. I drink it all the time. I drink it habitually. So if I'm feeling anxious, and I treat it like someone might treat alcohol or cigarettes or something. If I have any, it's okay. I'll let myself have that addiction. I drink with almond milk. It's pretty much no sugar. Cacao's got no sugar. And I haven't noticed any bad side effects from it. I drink a lot of it. I drink 1 heaped tablespoon at three times a day, sometimes more. I like it better than coffee. It's less destructive than coffee. I still get great sleep with cacao powder. Something to look forward to. I've got used to the taste. I love the taste. I don't add any sugar. You can add stevia. I don't like it, but you can add it. And the interesting about cacao is that people hold ceremonies with the cacao powder. I think there's a Mayan tradition, and here in Australia we've seen 2. We've been invited to one ceremony that was tied in with the moon. It was one of the full moons. A lady talked to us about this full moon ceremony with this Mayan calendar, and there'll be a cacao ceremony. So everybody would sit down and drink cacao and experience this moment in time together. She was talking a lot about it's time to remember the trajectory that we were on before we were disrupted by this whole mess that started in 2020. And she was talking about a humans experiencing a no signal mode. In technology, when we don't have signal on our phones, we can't access the internet, or we can't access the communications, and we can't access external information, any information that's not saved on our phones. And she was referring to this moment, this time, as this no signal period. And now we're about to leave this no signal period. And before we've got to remember the good part of our previous trajectory, to resist any misdirected new trajectory that's been installed in our conscious malevolently during this no signal period. So she says, remember the strength of our previous trajectory, meditate on it, so that we now that we come out of this no signal black spot, we are we have direction, and we're less easy to be misdirected. So check out the links below about cacao powder, and